very big echo. Can you?
I'm Sandra Lai. Today we are going to show you how we collaborated with each other for the past year. I will start to tell you how we communicated with each other. Then, Hardy from our school will introduce how we have done for this project in the past year. Finally, Marco from Seguin will share his visit to our school in June and how he worked in Seguin Elementary. When I got the contact information from iEarn, I started to leave message in iEarn website and also emailed Marco to establish our first contact. Since then, Marco and I kept emailing to each other to discuss and exchange information. We wrote to each other very often to keep both of us updated. Also, we exchanged short videos about our schools and the kids. The most important and the interesting part was the online conference, as what we put here, the handouts. This was the first handouts. It was our nighttime and Seguin's daytime. Our kids presented their projects to Seguin. In return, Seguin gave our kids feedbacks and asked questions. This was the second handout, in which Seguin presented and our kids asked questions. You can see the place has been changed from a regular classroom to the bigger auditorium. All of our sixth graders joined the second handouts. Seguin has an eco club to run this project, while we implemented the project in our regular teaching and classes. We used the information literacy, science, and the English classes to do the project. All of our sixth graders joined. Seguin has kids from second to fifth grades as the club members. Seguin focused on school recycling. The kids found out that some materials were being placed in the recycling bin that shouldn't have been there. They decided to make all call to the entire school. The kids tried very hard. They made posters and put different sizes of bins in classes and the school. After our two handouts, Seguin decided to expand their plan by adding the biodiversity pathway. They set up bird houses to attract birds to the garden. We are really impressed by kids' efforts and what they have done. Marco can give you more details later about our collaboration and his school visit. Now, Hardy will take over and share with you what our kids have done.
It is my turn. I'm Teacher Hardy. First, I would like to let everyone to see the framework of our eco-action team. You can find that we invite different kinds of person in our school. We invite different kinds of subject teachers, include the science teacher, English teacher, and information literacy teachers to design the whole program for the students. And then we invite the student to participate. Next step is invite parents and extend to neighbor to join together. Why to find a partner to join the team is so important, because we think if you just only want to do the whole job, actually the power is limit. At least if you can find someone to work with you, at least you can find someone to complain about the issue. So, for us, the Eco Campus program provides a very clear direction for teacher to take the student to investigate the environment where we live. As teachers, we always like to introduce the importance of the environment where students live, but the students have no feeling and they don't know how to investigate what the environment had changed. So the Eco Campus provides a very clear direction. They use the 7-step and the 10 pathway to allow students to investigate. First, we invite students to select the pathways that they are interested, because when we mention about learning, we think about the motivation is very important. If teachers always enforce students to learn something, I think that is boring. So we invite students to select the topics they are interested in. Today, I would like to use the water as an example to introduce how did we to implement the whole course in our school. First, the question of the topic is actually how do we use water in our school. So you can see 3 pictures. The left pictures, we encourage students to ask the staff in our school to investigate, to figure out what kinds of water consumption equipment in our school. And then the teacher will tag student to check the real condition. And the student decide to observe the students' water consumption behavior and measure record. And the main idea of the program is how much water do we use in school. So you also can see 3 pictures on the screen. The students went to the general affair office to ask the staff to get a water bill of our school, and went back to the classroom to discuss how to figure out the water bill in school. And then they can get a sense of how much water do we use per month or per year. And then they also have to think about the driving question is, what can we do to use water wisely? So the student decided to ask the bundler to think about what kind of solution or suggestion he can give to the students to let them think about what can they do to use water wisely. The next step, we don't anticipate the students only learning for fun. We want them to learn something they can use in real life. So we invite the science teacher to introduce the content knowledge, how to read the water bill of our school, and use a graph to change the numbers of the water bill and to present to the students and the staff in our school to let all the people know how much water do we use in our school. And then what is the final product of this whole program? The student decide to create a whole program to persuade our principal to change the traditional water faucets to the water-saving faucet. Before do that, they have to design the whole program to use the information they gather from the website, the science teacher, and any kinds of information they can get, and to organize to persuade our principal to get them to change the water-saving faucet. And they also to design and draw the poster and correct the lyrics of a popular song from J. Joe to promote their idea about how to use the water wisely. Share about the ideas to the all students and the staffs in our school. So the next is the teacher Marco. He would like to say or introduce the experience that he came to Chiayi.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
We hear you,
Can you
Mark.
guys? Oh, okay. In June, I decided, after looking at all the projects Chiayi was having in their school and all the successes, I was impressed by some of the work they've been doing. And I decided to visit. I decided to see for myself how is it that their teachers and their students are working so great. So I went there. I also brought a presentation from my school regarding our recycling program, and also I wanted to present the way uh, we serve our food and our waste in our school. I wanted their perspective on what how they see we using our waste and getting rid of our waste, and what they can do to help us in with different perspectives, a different culture. So I did, and amazingly, I learned that the way they treat their waste in Chiayi is so much different than us. They have almost zero waste because the kids get to choose what they want to eat. They also get to choose how much of the food they want to eat, and so there is very little waste left over since the students are choosing what they eat, which is not the same thing in Seguin Elementary. And also the kids told me ways that we can help fix those problems. So we'll be discussing those solutions from Chiayi with my Eco Club as soon as we meet. We'll be meeting today after school. I also learned that Chiayi and Houston, the students and the adults, they have the same points of view regarding recycling. The older generations are less apt to be more recycle minded, and then the younger generation or smaller students seem to be the ones that do the best and their most effort into recycling than the older generations do. So that's one of the reasons in my Eco Club I have from second grade to fifth grade, because I want to reach most of the different age levels in our Eco Club and educating them. So as they're growing and as they're going from grade to grade, they are learning more and more, and maybe the older kids get to teach the younger kids. So that is not just recycling or science; they're teaching care, and it's being done in a fun way for the students. So let me change to the next slide. So I was nicely greeted when I was there. I was able to attend the sixth grade graduation, and I was one of the speakers. And I was amazed at how the cultures are so different as well. Chiayi is so much like Houston in many ways, but it's also so different in many ways. The food is so different, but the culture, the kids are the same. So that was kind of an eye-opening experience for me. That even though we're across the globe, we have so many things in common, and I think our students have a lot more in common than maybe the teachers do, because their generation is more connected now. This is a comparison of the waste and the way we serve the food in Houston, and the way the Chiayi gets. I wouldn't say get rid of their waste, but their waste is actually very useful, because after they put it together, they give it to the homeless. Where we can't give it to the homeless because of laws regarding spoiled food, we can't give it to somebody else either. We have to throw it away, even though it's great food. So the Chiayi students have very great ideas on what to do with this. So we'll be working on their ideas, and maybe we can intervene in some of the things that are done in our school. I know it's very hard for us to do because there's laws regarding this, but maybe in a small way we can change some of these things. And this is thanks to us opening up to Taiwan and see how they deal with some of the issues there. One of the things I also noticed that the teachers love the food that gets served in the school, as well as the students. So when eating is no problem because everybody loves the food and everybody's eating the food, and you can get to choose how much you want. So that's one of the reasons there's very little waste. In this slide, I am presenting some of the things we do in Houston, and the students from Chiayi are giving us some things, how to change things, some ideas, suggestions. So this was great because they got to see what we do, and I got to see what they do. So I'm preparing to present this information to our students, so they get to see as the Taiwan point of view on things and how they do things. I think this is going to be very educational for them. And we're getting some of the, I think Jessica's coming to our school in a couple of weeks, so she'll get to talk to my students as well. So that's going to be educational and very fun, and in many ways, so we're very connected. One of the, I think, problems when you start the connection with the other school is the fear of communicating. I think after we lost that fear, we were very good at communicating our needs, what we were doing, how to solve problems, and suggestions. And so we're very good about communicating our problems and solutions as well. And we have different ways of solving problems, so different perspectives really help. I got to see their recycling program, which is a lot different than ours because they have so many things they recycle independently. Metal, tin, plastics. We mostly recycle paper and plastics. Hopefully we'll be adding some of those things later, like plastic bags that can be recycled in different ways. So thanks to Chiayi, we saw things in a different perspective. And this is me holding that bag. I think that's their waste, and they get very little waste. Our trash cans are so much bigger than those, and they have I think over 1,000 students in their school. We have 600 and something, so they produce very little waste. So we're working towards that as well. So this is the they're not celebrating me, by the way. They're celebrating those kids leaving from 6th grade going on to middle school. So I was very happy to see that kind of celebration for those kids, and how the community really praises them and when they're leaving, and what a big deal that is to them. So I was very happy to be there, to have taken part of that. And this is us having some hangout time together, which is I think that helps community-wise. We got to talk about each other or things, what we like, so it made us closer. So this year I'm happy that we're going to be doing a lot more things, and we can discuss things in depth because we know each other better. And our principal was supposed to present, but she has a meeting right now that she did not foresee. So is it okay if I or somebody from Taiwan can present this, because I wasn't there? Diane.
Hi, Hardy or Sandra, do you want to talk about the principal visiting in July? Or
Okay, I'll take over, Marco. Now, this is the principal for Seguin. She's here with the delegation from the United States. They were here just stayed about a few hours, and they came to our school to have a little, a very short visit, and the principal from Seguin also presented how they did the project, and also the overall situation of Seguin. And after that, we showed them around our campus. You can see those are the delegations from the USA, and those are the kids who did a presentation to them about our butterfly area. And one of those delegation from the States. So, Marco, do you want to continue?
Yes, going to Taiwan was my first experience going to Asia.
Okay, I get. Oh, go ahead, Marco.
Yes, that's a picture of me in the train, which I loved. I loved the Taiwan food. The people there were so friendly. They were so nice to me, and I would definitely go back to Taiwan and visit and maybe spend more time there. Thank you guys for being so welcoming for my visit, and hopefully we'll get to do the same thing when you guys come to Houston, and we show you around, and we'll keep in touch. That's our two principals.
Yeah, they are in they were in the tree house.
I love the tree house. I was amazed by it. Well, thank you for providing this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Marco and Sandra and Hardy and Jessica. We didn't hear from you, but we know you were behind all of this for the wonderful presentation you gave that I think makes everyone feel more comfortable about what they will be doing.